To another episode of 99 Reasons to Start and Keep on Practicing Breathwork. In my previous videos, I explained breath analysis system, and I also talked about the importance of getting our breath analyzed so that we can understand what wrong we are doing, what kind of wrong breathing habits we have, or what kind of dysfunctional breathing habits we have, and then the importance of starting a customized journey to build breath awareness and to start changing our breathing pattern, because our body lives with breath, our body lives with oxygen, our tissues, our cells, our brain, our organs function and stay well and healthy due to breathing, due to the breath we have, due to how well our breathing is. And if we have breathing problems, we will eventually have physical problems, and due to that we will have all kinds of mental and also psychological problems. And as you know, mental health is a big issue around the world today, and no wonder why it's a big issue, because when you look at how many people have dysfunctional breathing habits, every 7 people out of 10 have dysfunctional breathing habits. So it's 70% and sometimes above around the world, and millions of people are suffering from the symptoms of dysfunctional breathing habits like panic, anxiety, panic attack, anxiety, stress, fear, headaches and migraine, attention deficit problems, chronic pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, all kinds of problems you would need physiotherapy for, and also a lot of problems you go to psychologists to, like depression and stress and too much emotional imbalance. These are all related to our breathing habits. And I also explained in my previous videos how the body fluid pH changes and how the brain fluid pH changes. And today I want to talk and dive deep into a little bit about creativity and how practicing breathwork every day led me and most of my students, hundreds of them who were able to practice breathwork daily, how daily breathwork led all of us to boosting our creativity. I was watching a video of Elon Musk the other day, and I watched him say that when he was 5 or 6, he had all kinds of creative ideas. He couldn't stop his mind because his mind was so creative, full of creative ideas. And I immediately thought to myself, said to myself, he must be breathing. He must be breathing right. He must be breathing perfectly. He must have a very healthy breathing habit. He probably has a functional breathing habit, because it's obvious that he's using his full potential in life, and he's fully going, you know, in full speed. So that depends on our breath. Why? Very basic. The more breath you have in your system, the healthier your breathing pattern is, the more oxygen you will have in your system, which will turn to ATP, the more energy you will have in your body, and the more energetic you will have, and the more a power horse you will become. And today I'm going to talk about creativity, because creativity also depends on our breathing habits. If it did not depend on our breathing habits, hundreds of people I've been working with wouldn't have a more creative mind, wouldn't tell me that the creativity they were, you know, having a boost of creativity. They wouldn't tell things like they would wake up in 4 o'clock in the morning, that happens to me a lot, and start thinking creative ideas, or how their businesses changed, how their life changed, how creative they became in all areas of life. So creativity only and only happens with a healthy mind. Creativity only and only happens with a healthy brain. I don't understand how there are many people interested in mental wellness, how millions of people are trying to have mental health and mental wellness, and how nobody, almost nobody, talks about the importance of breath, the importance of breathing habits for mental wellness. Why? Because I don't understand. If you don't have a healthy brain, how can you have a healthy mental health? It's like, it's just, you know, it's just basic. And people, without looking at their brain, without bringing more oxygen to their brain, without focusing on their breath, without focusing on their health, because breath is health. It's like the better you breathe, obviously, the more healthy you will be. The better you breathe, the better your brain will function. The better you breathe, the more oxygen you will have in your brain, the more clear your brain will get, the more functional your brain will work. It's just so obvious because our whole organs, tissues, cells, our brain needs that oxygen, needs ATP, and brain is one of those organs in our body who uses ATP more than the other organs. And you probably realize that. It's like I have been experiencing that for many years, even though I don't exercise like I did many years ago, because due to my work schedule and due to my lifestyle, for the past 5 to 10 years, I spend a lot of time thinking, and I spend a lot of time with, I spend a lot of time with creative thinking and objective thinking and going over things and planning and envisioning, and I spend a lot of time meditating and concentrating and working with my thoughts actually. And I realized that I spend more energy sitting down and thinking than I spend in exercising. It's very interesting. Like when I look back how my diet was many years ago, I would eat less, I would exercise more, and I would still, find it hard to stay fit and well. And now I eat everything I want. I do not limit myself at all. Although, because I'm living a very fulfilled life due to my breathing habit, because I have enough oxygen in the body, I have enough oxygen in my cells, I really feel fulfilled. I cannot eat excess. So I had eating disorders when I was a teenager. I had all kinds of addictive behavior, and that was due to my dysfunctional breathing habit, because I was feeling unfulfilled. Many people eat too much. Many people have dysfunctional eating disorders, dysfunctional behaviors. Many people have addictive behaviors. Many people experience up and down emotions due to their breathing habits, like me and like thousands of people I have worked with. Dysfunctional breathing habits, unbalanced breathing unbalances our emotions. And if we don't have enough oxygen in our bodies, in our cells, if our body is not fulfilled physically to energy, pure ATP, breath equals to pure life energy, breath equals to pure ATP. Why is breath so important for my body, for my tissues, cells, for my organs, my brain? Because it brings the energy it needs. Breath brings the energy my brain needs. Breath brings the energy my body needs, the energy for my cells to regenerate. So that's why it's so important. And if you don't have this energy, like I didn't many years ago before I started daily practicing breathwork, you will feel drained and you will feel unfulfilled. If you are someone who is feeling unfulfilled, if you feel like you lost connection with life, you feel depressed, sometimes anxious, if there is this emptiness in your system that leads to addictive behavior or eating disorders or unbalanced emotions, check your breathing habits, because dysfunctional breathing habits leads to that. And I explained that in detail in my previous videos. I'm going to come back to the brain. So what happens, our brain is, like I said, one of the organs which which spends most of the energy we have in our body. So it is one of those organs which needs oxygen, which will turn into ATP, which means it needs a healthy breathing habit more than any other organ. And that's why if you have dysfunctional breathing habits, you will start having symptoms related to your brain. People who have dysfunctional breathing habits first start experiencing those habits with brain fog. They start experiencing those habits with attention deficit problems. You say to yourself, I can't think straight. And then you start not having creative thoughts. Your brain stops creativity. Your brain stops creating creative thoughts. Your brain stops concentrating. Your brain stops focusing, because if it doesn't have enough oxygen, it doesn't have enough oxygen to turn to ATP, it is drained. So a drained brain, which doesn't have the food it needs, which is ATP, which comes from our breathing, starts not functioning well. And that's why people with dysfunctional breathing habits experience brain fog, concentration issues, they can't focus well, they do not have creative thoughts. Then you start having headaches and migraines, and then you start not feeling healthy in the brain, and it's kind of like it feels heavy. And then you start thinking and thinking and thinking, the monkey mind, many people who are interested or teaching mental health talks about. So the monkey mind gets activated because of the pH difference. If you are breathing wrong, if you have dysfunctional breathing habits, because of the pH unbalance, because our breathing manipulates respiration, the respiratory chemistry, and if the respiratory chemistry gets unbalanced due to a dysfunctional breathing you will have an unbalanced body fluid pH, and you will have an unbalanced brain fluid pH. And if your brain fluid pH is too alkaline or too acidic, the brain starts, the brain doesn't function well. And it starts thinking negative thoughts, it starts thinking distorted thoughts, it starts seeing life through its perceptions, it starts thinking in a polarized way. And if you don't go back to the root of the problem and change that breathing habit that is the cause of the problem, that is the cause of the polarized thoughts and the negative thoughts and the perceptions and your illusion, your life will always be the same. Your life is like this due to your thoughts. You probably know this. It's like you are experiencing the life of your thoughts. It's like whatever you think, you're gonna experience, because this life is happening due to our thinking habits, due to our perceptions. Our life mirrors whatever we think about it. And if you have distorted thoughts, distorted emotions, electrical charge due to your dysfunctional breathing habit and unbalanced body fluid pH, you will always have problems in your life, and you will always suffer in your relationships and work and all areas of life. That's why, miraculously, people who practice breathwork every day, people who get their breathing analyzed in detail, people who understand what they're doing wrong. I have worked with tens of thousands of people, and I have helped tens of thousands of people all around the world analyze their breathing habits, understand how they're breathing, understand what they're doing wrong, and then start a customized journey. The best thing is now we have it on a technological platform. We use technology to bring breath analysis to you and start a customized, to support you start a customized journey. With Breath Hub, you can get your breathing analyzed in a matter of few minutes, and then you can start a customized journey again in a matter of few minutes, because that's the beauty of technology. We created an algorithm, and then with that algorithm you just answer some basic behavioral science questions, and then the algorithm understands how you're breathing, what you're doing with your breathing, like you are analyzing your breathing with a breath expert. And then after that analysis, there is a customized journey for you only to heal and ease your specific dysfunctional, your breathing habit. And the more you heal that, the more stable your respiratory chemistry will be. And the more stable your respiratory chemistry is, the more stable your body fluid chemistry will be. And 7.4, which is a miraculous functional body fluid chemistry and brain fluid chemistry, leads to all kinds of creative thoughts. So when Elon Musk was speaking the other day, and I was watching him on a video on YouTube, I remembered the importance of breathing functional, because he's probably breathing functional, because only a 7.4 pH, but if you have a 7.4 body fluid pH and brain fluid pH, you can think that kind of a creative thought. So that's the level. With a healthy brain, with a healthy mind, if you have a healthy brain, you will have a healthy mind. So if your brain isn't functioning well due to your breathing habits, start with your breathing. If you're after mental health, if you want to heal or ease some of these symptoms like feeling tired and brain fog and the issue of not concentrating, not being able to focus, all kinds of attention deficit problems. In the young generation, ADD, ADHD gets triggered and gets worse. And I have seen hundreds of teenagers who are experiencing ADD and ADHD due to their breathing habits. Can you imagine? Like, I have seen only myself as an expert in my workshops and in my courses and in my retreats, a few hundred teenagers who were experiencing ADD, ADHD, attention deficit problems due to their hyperactive breathing habits. They were experiencing hyperactivity. I've seen children, 4 years old, 5 years old, hyperactive children who have that hyperactivity due to that hyper breathing habit. And when we balance that habit, because that hyper breathing habit leads to an alkaline, leads to a chemical change in the body, it leads to a chemical change in the brain. And when the brain fluid pH gets too much alkaline, you start thinking all kinds of crazy thoughts, and you can't focus, and you have that monkey mind, and you lose your ability to focus and concentrate. And ADD and ADHD can be because of a breathing habit. And you wouldn't need all those prescriptive medicine, prescriptive drugs. You would just need daily breathwork practice. And I've seen, again, hundreds of teenagers, hundreds of children heal or ease hyperactivity, ADD and ADHD by just practicing regular breathwork and by analyzing their breathing habits, finding out what they're doing wrong, and starting a customized journey, practicing what they need. In the end, I have seen hundreds of them heal, totally heal anxiety, panic, ADD, ADHD, attention deficit problems, 200 scientifically well-known symptoms of dysfunctional breathing habits. Of course, the symptoms you can heal with daily breath work or by analyzing your breath and starting a customized journey are the symptoms that are breathing related. So if you want more creativity in your mind, if you want a healthy mind for mental health, for mental wellness, first start with brain health. You need a healthy brain. You need a functioning brain to have mental health. If your brain lost its health, and it doesn't have to have a very serious problem, if you are breathing wrong, if you have dysfunctional breathing habits, your brain doesn't have the oxygen it needs. It doesn't have the ATP it needs. It doesn't have the energy it needs. That's why it's not functioning well. That's why many people do have mental health problems. I'm not saying that, mental health problems are only because of dysfunctional breathing habits, because there are some problems who are related with breathing. There are some problems that are not related with breathing, that are triggered or perpetuated or exacerbated by dysfunctional breathing habits. And there are some symptoms who are caused just because of dysfunctional breathing habits. In any case, it's gonna become less, and you're gonna have less problems if you get your breathing analyzed and start a journey where you can heal, ease, and change your specific breathing habit. Give it a try. Thank you for watching my videos, and I'm gonna keep on talking about 99 reasons to start breathwork and keep on breathing and keep on continuing breathwork. Send your messages and send emails to us, and make sure you send your ideas and thoughts just underneath. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. My team is looking forward to hearing from you. Download Breath Hub, get the breath analysis, start a customized breathing journey. Just try it for a week, because then you can cancel if you don't like it. We have a very high conversion rate. So many people, after the breathing analysis and they start daily breath work because they get results, they keep on practicing. So keep on practicing for a few months. Things will change. You will get better. You will be healthier. You will start thinking more creative. You will be able to focus better. You will be able to concentrate more, and you will have a much more healthier brain. That's why we are here. We are here to support you. We're here to support your health and well-being. Thank you. Hi. Welcome to this new episode of 99 Reasons to Start Breathwork and Keep on Practicing Breathwork Every Day. I've been talking about the importance of daily breathwork, and I've been talking about the importance of analyzing our breathing habits. So if you haven't downloaded Breath Hub yet, please do so. Please download the app and start breathing analysis and check what you're doing wrong with your breathing. Learn more about your breathing, check what you're doing wrong, become more aware about your breathing, and start a customized journey. Start a journey where you too can work on your dysfunctional breathing habits and start breathing functional. Today I'm going to talk about overthinking, which is another habit, another symptom of dysfunctional breathing habits. How? So overthinking happens if we are restless, when we are restless, when we are panicked, when we have anxiety, hyperactivity. So for us to overthink, there has to be a hyperactivity in our brain as well. So for the mind to keep on thinking, many people call this the monkey mind, or some people call it the fight or flight reflex. For us to be in that fight or flight reflex, for our mind to think too much, to overthink too much, for our minds, for you to not be able to control the mind, stop the mind, there has to be a chemical reaction in the body. Hyperactivity, hypertension, hyperactivity, anxiety, panic, all are chemical symptoms. And if you haven't researched on this yet, please do so, because that happens. Stress, anxiety, panic, hyperactivity in the brain, hyperactivity in the body, not being able to calm down, not being able to sleep, to relax. These are all symptoms of alkalosis. So these symptoms happen when our body fluid pH goes too much alkaline. And in the previous videos, I talked about this a lot. How does the body fluid pH go alkaline to alkaline? It depends on our breathing habits, because each time we take a breath, whatever we're doing with our breathing, it depends what kind of a breathing habit we have, but from moment to moment, with each breath, we manipulate, we change, we regulate our respiratory chemistry. And the respiratory chemistry regulates the body fluid pH chemistry, including the brain fluid chemistry. When you go alkaline, when you go into respiratory alkalosis, when you go into a symptom of a very well scientifically proven symptom called hypocapnia, the whole system, your whole body fluid pH goes alkaline due to the change in your respiratory chemistry. So basically, when your respiration goes alkaline, when respiratory chemistry goes alkaline by increasing the oxygen, decreasing the carbon dioxide levels by overbreathing, using diaphragm too much, or doing all kinds of dysfunctional breathing habits. There are hundreds of different dysfunctional breathing habits you do in your breathing mechanics if you're not aware of your breathing. If you don't practice daily breath work, if you don't have breath awareness, you'll do it without even noticing that. And it will lead you to this flight or fight reflex, to this anxiety, panic, hyperactivity in the brain. And the reason why many people are overthinkers, the reason why many people can't stop their brain, can't stop their mind from thinking, is because they are too much alkaline. Their brain fluid is too much alkaline. They have probably an overbreathing habit, or they have a dysfunctional breathing habit. It is because they are doing wrong. So simply put, if you are an overthinker, if you can't stop and control the mind, if you can't stop the brain from thinking, if you have a monkey mind which keeps on thinking, and if you can't control it, if you can't govern your thoughts, if you can't stop the mind, you probably are breathing wrong. You probably have a dysfunctional breathing habit. Your brain is probably too alkaline, because that's the result of an alkaline brain. Please research this. Please research the effect of body fluid, the change in the body fluid chemistry. Please research on the effect of the brain fluid chemistry changing. Please research what happens in the brain when the brain fluid chemistry changes due to the respiratory chemical excess being unbalanced and changing. So to summarize, if you have a dysfunctional breathing habit, if you're breathing wrong, your respiratory chemical excess changes, you probably go into hypocapnia, high oxygen levels, low carbon dioxide levels. Then you start experiencing respiratory alkalosis that leads to body fluid pH change. Your body fluid pH changes, it becomes too alkaline. Your brain fluid changes, it becomes too alkaline. And what happens? The brain doesn't stop, the mind doesn't stop. You have a monkey mind, you can control it, you can calm it down. Even during meditation, you can't silence it down. And this is the reason. If you are someone who wants to experience the deeper levels of consciousness, deeper levels of the mind, if you are someone who wants to control and govern the mind, if you are someone who wants to experience deeper silent meditations in full Zen. Start working on your breathing, because the reason why you are overthinking and the reason why you cannot experience deep meditations like I do experience, like people who work with their breathing experiences, is because you're breathing wrong. I have seen hundreds of people, hundreds of my students who tried meditation before, who tried all kinds of meditation methods, and who came up to me saying, my mind is a monkey mind, I can't stop it, I can't calm down, I can't meditate, were able to go deep into meditation, deep into silence by just working on their breathing habits. Because once your breathing habit changes, and I'm gonna again tell you how, once your breathing habit changes, if you have a balanced respiratory chemical excess, if you don't go alkaline during the day, if your body fluid pH doesn't go alkaline because of respiratory alkalosis, it goes alkaline. If you're not going into respiratory alkalosis, if you have a more functional, more healthy breathing habit, you will also have a more balanced, calm, silent mind. Why can I just close my eyes and without any more effort can go deep into silence? Woof, bam, just silent. Why is my mind, why does my mind works in so much balanced way? Why does my mind is so much more silent than many people talk about, than many people experience? Why can I tap into all levels of consciousness, different levels of... Why can I tap into all kinds of consciousness levels, different levels of consciousness? And why has been my meditations getting deeper and deeper? Because I have been practicing breathwork daily, and I've been working on my dysfunctional breathing habits. I did the same thing hundreds of my students did, breathing analysis. Analyzing your breathing habits, understanding what you're doing wrong in your breathing, and then working on those breathing habits, practicing breathwork daily, practicing different breathwork techniques daily. After finishing the breath analysis, starting a customized journey only for you. Starting a customized journey only for you, specially prepared for you, will lead you to having a healthier and more functional breathing habit. And just like us, in the end, it won't happen overnight. Of course, it won't happen overnight. It won't happen in a week. It won't happen in a few weeks. But it will eventually happen in a few months. Just think of yourself breathing more healthier, breathing more functional. Just think of that. I don't know how many times you experience that during the day. I usually live in that. Just imagine the times when you were in total bliss. Maybe they were Maybe they were the times after a yoga session. Maybe because in a yoga session, your body produces, especially like vinyasa, a more strong yoga exercise, or after sports, after running, because your body produces lots of lactic acid. That acidity compensates the alkaline in your body, in your brain. That's why after sports, after doing sports or after doing yoga, many people feel blessed, or many people experience this bliss they are not able to experience in their lives 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just imagine a life where you would be, where you could be, because it is possible. I live there. Most of my students live there. It is possible. Just imagine a life where you are 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, balanced, centered, silent, calm. There is not this noise. Imagine you closing your eyes and bam, going deep into silence, because there are no distractions, there is no hyperactivity. If you think an overthinking mind is a healthy mind, it's not. It doesn't have a healthy brain. A healthy brain with 7.4 pH, with the ultimate pH levels, if your brain fluid levels, pH levels were 7.4, you wouldn't be overthinking. Simple as that. You wouldn't be overthinking if your pH levels didn't change the whole time due to breathing wrong. You would, just like me and hundreds of my students, be in bliss and be balanced 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That is why it is so important. It is freaking important to practice breath work. That is why it is so important to get your breathing analyzed, to understand what you're doing wrong, and starting a customized journey, working on your breathing, working on your specific breathing habit each and every day. That is why it's so important, if you're a shallow breather, for you to be able to breathe deep. If you're breathing too deep, it's very important for you to learn and understand shallow breathing. If you're breathing too much in the diaphragm, it's important for you to start breathing in the chest. If you're breathing too much in the chest, you should start breathing in the diaphragm. That's why it's important to be breathing fast and slow and in all the ways. And that can happen by daily stretching your breath. You're probably, if you're someone watching this video right now, you're probably someone interested in health and wellness, and you're probably doing yoga, maybe Tai Chi, maybe Qigong, maybe some kind of a fitness or physical exercise. I'm just talking about 5 to 10 minutes a day. 5 to 10 minutes a day will get you there, will get you to the point where you will be in bliss, balanced, in full consciousness, a silent mind, and a mind you can govern and you can control. There is no such thing for a healthy brain to experience, for someone who has a healthy brain with the perfect magical pH number, to experience the people who are saying that I have a monkey mind, to experience that. It's like, you won't have that monkey mind. That monkey mind is an alkaline brain. A too alkaline brain creates hyperactivity, and hyperactivity equals to not being able to control your thoughts, not being able to stop the mind constantly thinking, overthinking. Your mind, your brain is too hyperactive due to wrong breathing habits. Work on your breathing. Start changing your body fluid chemistry. Start changing your brain chemistry. Start investing in your energy, in your breath, in your overall energy, in your overall balanced pH. Investing in your breath means investing in your body fluid pH. The more you practice breath work, the more balanced your respiratory chemical access will stay. And with that balanced respiratory chemical access, your whole body fluid pH and the brain pH will be so much balanced. And you too will be, like me and hundreds of my students and thousands of people right now using Breath Hub, getting their breath analysis analyzed, who started a customized journey. You too will be able to, I'm certain that you'll get there, you too will be able to experience a more calm, a more silent mind state. I think you deserve this. So go ahead, download Breath Hub, and I'll see you in my next video. If you like these videos, click on like. If you find them interesting, send us messages, send us emails, send us your questions. I'm willing to answer them. I'm in love with breathing. I'm in love with breathwork. I'm in love with what it did with my life, with my being, with how I experienced my life. And I think you all deserve this. And I know for certain that